This has been a Clear Springs Entertainment production. On this episode of Parx-e Trip Across America. For Chris Parke, America is a way of life for him. He loves to go back every chance he can get, to meet new people, and to catch up with old friends. So for 5 weeks, he explored America again. And along the way, he interviewed some cool people and explored some cool new cities. From New Zealand to America, watch as he explores America and interviews some cool people. This is Parx-e Trip Across America.
How did you get into music? What was your whole inspiration for getting into music?
Absolutely. So, music has been the love of my life since I was really, really young. When I was 4 years old, my grandmother was actually an opera singer, and she used to introduce me to an imaginary crowd, and I'd have my hairbrush and I'd be singing, and she taught me everything I know about music. And my father actually played guitar and sang, so we used to sing in harmony together to all the Beatles songs, If I Fell, all those songs. And we also had a 4th-generation piano business in my family, so it was really a cool way to grow up. My mother was a professional piano player. So there was no way that I couldn't be a musician. I was just surrounded by it all the time. And then I heard Tori Amos when I got a little older, and she really inspired me to want to sing and play.
So what was the album that you heard that you go, I could do this?
Well, I don't know if I heard it and said I could do this, but I said, oh, I want to be like that. They were on such a high level. The Tori Amos record, Little Earthquakes, Jewel, Pieces of You, I remember hearing that when I was in my formative years, and that song Foolish Games, I just started playing it on the piano and singing, and Sarah McLachlan, and of course as a little girl, Celine Dion, I just thought she was amazing, and Whitney Houston. So not that I could necessarily be them, but to be my own version, to just do music and write my own music. But they were definitely a huge inspiration for that.
So when you were starting out songwriting, has your songwriting changed from when you were starting out as a musician?
Absolutely. It's funny. In the beginning, I just wanted to be a singer. I didn't care so much about the writing. I did write a little bit, but it wasn't my passion. Same thing with the piano. I did it more for fun. And then as I got into Berkeley in college, I started taking songwriting courses and really got more into the writing, the lyric elements, and using, more imagery. And it's funny, in college, now that I'm in my early 30s, I have a totally different appreciation for writing. It's interesting. When I first started out, I just wanted to sing everything, every note, look what I can do, the music school thing. And as I got older, it became more about taste and about writing for specific songs. What does that song require? What does it need? So yeah, more specific. It's gotten much more folky and a little more Americana, indie. The stuff that we're doing within the Traveler has a lot of harmonies, has more of a Fleetwood Mac kind of vibe than just a straight up pop vibe.
So how did Inland Traveler come about?
So it's very interesting. My husband, who I've been with for 13 years, we met. We met in school at Berkeley. I was singing backup for an artist, and he was playing bass. And his roommate was this guy named Gerald Edward. And Gerald was a great guitar player. I never knew he could sing. And he started calling me and my best friend Lucas, who happened to be my roommate out of college, who's also a singer, Lucas Madrazo. He started calling us to back him up in his gigs. So he said, if you want, you can do some of your original stuff, and we can all just play together, and that way we don't have to pay each other. It can just be a fun thing, because as you know, hiring musicians these days, it can be really expensive. So we started out just backing up Gerald. I would play keys and sing harmonies, and Lucas would play guitar and sing harmonies, or sometimes bass. And one day we were all at a bar, and Jerry's brother said, I think you guys should just be a band. Just start writing together and be a band. And I never thought Jerry would go for that, or Lucas, but here we are. So it's been really fun. We unfortunately lost Gerald. He's still alive, but he's kind of doing his own thing. We're still really close friends. So now it's just me and Lucas, and we're getting ready to release a new record.
So the new record, how is it different from your earlier release?
The new record is a little more, it's a little less folky. There's a little more synth going on, a little more synth indie pop. We used a different producer who's a good friend of ours, Ben Cohen, and we recorded it out in Toledo with some friends, so we had a lot more time to play with instruments and really have fun and be creative. But the first record was really fun too. We had Dan Molad, who's in Lucius, who's a good friend of ours, so that was a great experience, but a totally different vibe. So yeah, we're enjoying just kind of taking our time with this record and really making sure it's the way that we want it to sound.
So how was the recording process different to the early release?
We had a little bit less time. You know, we were really kind of under the gun to get it out. We wanted to get it out there. It was our first release, and we were already playing a bunch of gigs locally and touring, and there was just more pressure to finish it up. You know, so it was a great experience, and Dan really let us experiment, and he was wonderful. But this one has been fun in a different way because we've taken 2 years to make it. So we've really taken our time to just fine tune every detail.
So you're also doing backup singing. How do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, so that's part of the reason that I'm out here. I'm singing backup for Lisa and Cult Jam, which is really fun. I also, love to sing with other artists, and for me, that's just a treat. I love it because I love finding the harmonies, coming up with things. It helps me to be creative, and I love not having the pressure. I love being a lead singer too, but it's fun to kind of be in the background and just support the artist and bolster the artist. And kind of do your own thing with it. So that's what I'm doing out here mainly right now. And then Lucas and I are kind of back and forth because he's in Ohio, so we're, doing it remotely right now with the record.
Cool. So where does inspiration come for you when you're songwriting?
Oh my gosh, everywhere. Inspiration comes everywhere. Especially if I'm going through a particularly trying time, an emotional time, with family, with friends. Everything is sort of like a diary. And even when things are wonderful, my husband or just whatever's going on in the world, the current state of politics right now and some of the horrible things that are happening, just all kind of bleeds into the music, and you just find yourself being inspired by what's going on around you.
So with that in mind, how important is social media to you as an artist?
Social media is everything, and let me tell you, I was the one that did not want to do social media. I like things to be organic and grassroots, but Lucas really got on my case, and Gerald, and they were much more adept with those sorts of things and technology, and I really had to go through the ringer and learn all of that, because today everything is so different. The whole record industry has been turned on its head. Everything is done digitally now, so it's crucial to know about. I think it's very important to know about. And thanks to people like you that we can have people like you to help. And I don't know if Chris mentioned this, but it's so nice to finally meet him. I think, was it 10 years ago that we did the interview?
That's the thing. I'm just thinking now, it's funny, I've interviewed a lot of people, and it's funny how you get to hang with them, and then some you meet for the first time and they hang out and that. But so, do you have any are you gonna have any video clips lined up for the new release for Inland Traveler or something like that, or?
Sure. So you can find us on Spotify, and then Traveler. You can hear some of our older stuff. We've also got a SoundCloud and a Bandcamp and all of those sites. But pretty soon we're going to be releasing a whole bunch of stuff on our YouTube channel. So you can find us on the Inland Traveler YouTube channel. Also Facebook. We're Inland Traveler, Instagram. So you can find us there and just watch for it. We will be releasing a bunch of stuff soon, and most likely we'll be releasing it as individual singles every couple of weeks. And we'll also be touring, so we're very excited to finally get back on the road and do it. It's been a while. Life has been challenging for us the last couple of years, but we're excited to really make a go of it.
So the old days, an album would sell a lot, but these days albums don't sell.
Right.
So it's become a singles market.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And people are not even making records anymore. They're making, vinyl, which has really made a comeback. They're making USB sticks that you just stick into your computer. It's interesting how everything has evolved. I mean, look at Radiohead in Rainbows. They just said pay what you want and released it online. So singles, I'm finding, are a better way to kind of ramp up your support and kind of keep it going, because if you just drop a record in today's day and age, you don't get a lot of traction out of it. You drop it, it happens, it's great, but then you have to wait for the next record. So I think it's a little more fun to release singles one at a time and just kind of keep people excited about what's going on.
So the other big singers, the controversial singer of the year is Harvey Weinstein.
Oh God.
I'm going to ask, I'm going to mix it up a bit. But do you think that it's a turning point for the industry, that basically that all the band in the industry, they have now been built out, and now hopefully producers, people in the industry will basically, people won't stand for that crap anymore soon.
I'm really thankful and happy for what has happened with all of this being exposed. I think that there's still a lot of cleaning up to do in the industry. Me personally, I've encountered some unfortunate events, along those lines. And I'm glad to see that it's being cleaned up and purged out, and women are not accepting it anymore, which is really crucial and great for the industry.
All right, so I'm going to leave you one last question. I'm going to leave you two last questions. This is the second last question. Is if you could have anybody in a video clip, who would it be?
In a video clip?
Yeah.
With me?
Yes.
Oh God, that's a tough question. Oh my God, there's so many people. I mean, yeah, I have to go with the idols. I have to go with Radiohead, the late great Elliott Smith, late great Eva Cassidy as a singer. God, Whitney, Tori. I'm loving Regina Spektor lately. There are so many amazing artists out there. There's people I'd love to write with, and people that I would love to just be in a video with or open for. The sky's the limit. There's so many people that I love, so it's a good question.
Now here's the question that's left to center, which is the question which I referred to earlier that I'm going to ask.
Sure.
Have you ever bought an as seen on TV product before?
Have I ever bought what?
Have you ever bought an as seen on TV product before?
A TV product?
As seen on TV product.
Oh, no, but my mother has. My mother used to, I grew up with my mother, a single parent, and I swear I could not leave the TV on at night because she'd be sleeping and she'd wake up and she'd see an infomercial and buy whatever it was. So our whole home was full of crazy, ridiculous gadgets, and hence why I have never bought something as seen on TV before, because we already owned everything as seen on TV. I do remember asking for, God, back in the late 80s, I think they were these flexi blocks. They were sort of like Legos, but they were flexible, and then they had flexi bears. So I think that might have been it. And then there was some sort of juicer and a Tony Gazelle machine. So yeah, I personally did not buy it, but my mother bought all those things.
So when I in LA, I stayed at the Boulevard Hotel and Suites, and it was the perfect accommodation, conveniently near Hollywood Boulevard, near the train and the bus. The staff were lovely, it was a great spot, and I highly recommend it when you're in LA because it's a great location, and it's walking distance from Hollywood Boulevard. You can walk pretty much everywhere around Hollywood, believe me, you can. So I walked down to Amoeba Records, I walked down In-N-Out Burger, I walked down to all these amazing places in Hollywood, which was awesome. And the buses are so easy to get around in Los Angeles. So I took the bus to Santa Monica. I went to the Rainbow Bar and Grill. I checked out some of the cool venues on the Strip. Went to the Viper Room, the Whiskey A Go-Go. I went to the Saddle Ranch. I had a total blast. And a hot tip, if you love coffee, I recommend the Rise and Grind on Hollywood Boulevard. It's a great spot. And I pretty much went there most days. I was meeting people there, hanging out, had some awesome food there, and I highly recommend going to the Rise and Grind on Hollywood Boulevard. And the Boulevard Hotel and Suites is the perfect location, staying in Hollywood. The staff are lovely, great service, and I highly recommend it.
This has been a Clear Springs Entertainment production. Thanks for watching.